Alright, so after a lot of farting about trying to get the commentary track a word up on YouTube, I finally got it up. Not on Facebook. Fucking hell. This is a disaster already. Up on Bandcamp. I've managed to get it up. It's up and all, it's uploaded. And here comes time for the review of the film, and probably more detailed, in-depth analysis. I would call it analysis, but it's really not analysis. It's just me talking about the film. The first thing I want to make a point of, is that, sorry if you hear this, I'm moving the thing closer, is that the acting, right, it's called The Forest, right? It's got Natalie Dormer from Game of Thrones. He plays some woman who puts her tits out. Pretty much every single woman on that TV show plays a woman who gets her tits out. And she's in it. She is the main character, the main actress. And she is horrible. Like, if you watched it, if you've seen it, she's fucking dreadful. And by the way, can I just point out, I only noticed this when I was talking to my mate. I have Blu-ray here, and I don't know, maybe they changed the packaging in some cases, but this one has like her face in the front, and then it's like half her face from like halfway up her nose to her is like her, but then like the bottom it's all cut off and it's trees and ropes or some shit. But at the end of at the back of the cover, they've ruined the film. They kind of give away the ending. Of course, this is going to be spoiler filled, so if you've seen it, you will know that she gets dragged into the ground, and she is getting dragged into the ground on the back of the box. So, nice tactics there. Like, you know what, no one's going to buy this. Sort of, maybe they look at the front, they look at the back, they see what happens. They're like, okay, I get the film. Maybe it's not very good, just won't buy it. Well, I didn't look at the back. I just picked up like one of the 3 for £10 things in the shop. And I picked it up. That's the only reason why. I was like, oh well, you know what, this is a horror film. I don't mind horror films. Bring it on. Anyway, Natalie Dormer is shocking in this. I have no idea how you can be that bad and be in a film that's it's not big budget, but it was released worldwide. I think the budget was like $10 million, and it actually grossed like 13 million on its opening weekend, and grossed overall like 26 million roughly. So that's actually really good figures, but it puzzles me how. It is really not a good film, but in saying that, there are a lot of fun aspects to it. It is ridiculously bad at some points. Like, I should have made a note of every single joke I made and described the scene, but I didn't. Let's see if I remember one. I was just so sucked in and just like how a film could be that bad. I didn't write anything down. But yeah, so what happens is that we cut to a point. We cut in when Natalie Dormer, her sister, played by her because they're twins, they're identical twins. I'll come on to that later. There's a really stupid point in that film at a bar involving like the main guy, I don't know. She goes missing, her daughter, her twin sister, Gothic, let's just call her Gothic girl. Gothic girl goes missing, Gothic twin goes missing, in the Japanese suicide forest. It's like, what's it called? Okigahara Forest, I think it is. She was missing in there. Natalie Dormer goes out to find her, and well, basically from there things unravel. Let me read the back of the box here. The legendary real-life Okigahara Forest at the base of Mount Fuji is the suspense-filled setting of the supernatural horror of the forest. And it's in extremely small writing here, so I had to look and concentrate. An American woman, Sarah, played by Natalie Dormer of Game of Thrones and the Hunger Games. She was in the Hunger Games. I didn't watch it, didn't care for it, so I wouldn't know. Journeys to the forest in search of her twin sister who has mysteriously disappeared. Accompanied by Aidan Taylor Kinney of Chicago Fire, so you know, there. Sarah enters the forest having been well warned to stay on the path, and that's in quotations for some reason. I know it's part of a quote, but like you shouldn't need to quote that, and that's just my opinion. I'm not the best at English. I'm okay, but anyway. Fear soon fragments Sarah's consciousness, but determined to discover the truth about her sister, she has to face the angry and tormented souls of the dead that prey on anyone who dares come near them. Every turn will plunge Sarah into a frightening darkness from which she must fight to save herself. And the tagline is where fear grows. I don't know why that's the tagline, and that's generic as you can get. That's more generic than Race Against Time. So yeah, you got the point from there. It's just, I don't know. It's not bad. It's not bad because it is bad, but it's not bad. It's not unwatchable bad. I laughed at moments of it. The jump scares are so predictable. If anyone, there's any reviews of it, I hope to God there's not. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. There are no reviews. And you know a film is bad when there's no reviews. Is there any on the DVD case maybe? Or the Blu-ray case itself? No, but it's exactly the same as the slipcover. Wow. Now that to me says everything. And there's no, on every, even the Scooby-Doo film, the live action one with guy from Scream and Freddie Prinze Jr. I guarantee you that have reviews on it. The Forest doesn't. So I think that's a testament to how bad it actually is. But yeah, I mean, it had aspects of it that, I mean, there was one good shot in terms of from a cinematography standpoint. It's not like outside the box thinking shot. It's not like something you would see in Blade Runner or in a Ridley Scott film. It's something. She is standing. It's like fairly early on in the film. She's just standing like at the door, and the basement door opens. It's kind of like, what's that? Foreshadowing maybe. It's kind of a bit of a foreshadowing because of what happens at the end. And it's just like the way it's framed. It's quite nice. It's not bad, but I mean the rest of the shots are so typical and generic and just bland. It's not very good. There's a kid in it who's in it for like 2 seconds. She talks to Natalie Dormer's character for a while. She just blows her away in terms of acting, which is kind of embarrassing. Considering English isn't even that girl's first language because she's Japanese. Because this is based in Japan. This is based in Japanese. This is based in Japan. And so yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I should have written things down. And I apologize if you hear a buzzing and dogs in the background. A buzzing or like a noise is the fan I have on because it is so warm, and I just got off of doing things. And then dogs are part of my street because I live in a street full of dogs. I'm just a pet dog. No, I have a cat. Why am I telling you this? You don't care. So yeah, to do a proper review, I'm trying to think. Right, could there be anything to improve this? Yes. First of all, get a better actress in, or actor. Everyone else in the film seemed to be okay, apart from her. And when you want a woman or male to be a lead in a film, or even a TV show, they have to be top notch. Not top notch, but they have to have enough charisma and can act. She can't act. I don't know, maybe if it's because I brought this point up in the other commentary. I don't know if it's because of maybe she's not that confident. Okay, my screen went off my laptop and I thought it froze. Maybe she's not that confident in an American accent, because I think she is originally British. Oh, pardon me. So maybe that could be a reason why maybe she is okay in Game of Thrones, is like the best actor in it, which is not very hard to do. But maybe it is the accent. The jump scares were, like I said, just predictable. I mean, I sat there a billion times, and I sat there a few times just saying jump scare, and then for most times I'd be right. It just wasn't. You could tell there was going to be a jump scare. And also, I mean, just let me skip the end, because I don't really know what else to talk about. Well, I can talk about the wee bit. Yeah, talk about the end. So, she thinks Aiden is evil, because of the forest is playing with her head, and she thinks he's evil. So she tries to run away from him. She does, and well, first of all, she starts going a wee bit mental. Like she asks to see Aiden's phone. She sees a picture of her sister on the phone. Still no saying to that it's real or not. I don't know if that was intentional to be left open for interpretation. I don't know. It's in some cases kind of hard to say what's real and what's not real. What is she seeing? What or what we is what she's seeing that we can also see real, or is that just the forest playing with her head? So maybe you could tie that up. Maybe just say if he is a good guy or a bad guy, because there's still no definitive answer. I don't think. If I didn't pay attention and someone is a guru at the forest, then let me know. Say if it's good or bad. So she falls down a hole, and it leads to she falls down a hole, hurts her ankle. She lands on a mattress covered in leaves. She walks through a tunnel. And she ran in way earlier. She ran into this girl who, for some reason, was just in the forest. But I guess she was just kind of an apparition of a girl in the forest who killed herself. And then in this cave, wee bit, she runs into her again. And she's like, "Oh, follow me!" So she follows, and then cut 5 seconds later at the end of the tunnel or cave. Girl is standing with her head down. Her head lifts up and is replaced by like an old granny's head. I don't know. That was meant to be scary. Wasn't scary. So she runs back to the place where she fell on the mattress covered in leaves, and this is where you see that it's a mattress covered in leaves. The camera is like above the hole, and she's like, "Ah, Aiden, help me!" Ooh. And you can see the ground move in a way that leaves wouldn't. And at some point, she finds a camera that scares her. A fly lands on the camera. It's just like, "Ooh, let me pick up this camera," and it ends up being the camera, and you see a flashback of when her sister seen her mum and dad die. I know I'm not really explaining things well, but I mean, there's no point, because if you're watching this before you watch the comedy track, I would recommend that you not watch it. Because while the funny bits are hilarious, a lot of it's just forgettable. Like, I will probably wake up tomorrow and I will forget 90%. I've already forgotten around 50% of it. So, and I only watched it like 7 hours ago or something. But Aiden comes back. He finds her in the hole that she was, lifts her right, brings her to like a security, a ranger station or something. But it might have a radio. She's like, "But you only found it there now?" Ian's like, "Well, I was walking or whatever." And they take him back. She is in the ranger station with Aiden. He is trying to fix the radio. Sarah goes to this like locked door that she finds out is locked. She hears her sister's voice, and a note comes through. And yet again, this is part of the point where you're like, is this real, or is this the forest playing with her? We don't know. And the note says, "Is Aidan there?" Natalie Dormer says yes in the slowest way possible. Slips the note back through. Note comes on the door again and says, "He will kill us both. Get the key." Which was in his boot, apparently. Which, I don't know, it kind of makes no sense to me. Why'd you have a key in a boot? Would that just kind of hurt your feet? I know. So she's like fiddling about. She gets a knife from the cupboard. She gave away her knife. Like, Aidan gave her a knife earlier. This is so back to front. Aidan gave her a knife earlier. Aidan asks for it back. She gives him the knife. So she goes to the door. Finds it locked. The note, the whole note thing again. She goes to one of the kitchen drawers, picks out a knife, walks over towards Aidan. Can't remember what else happened, but she asked for the key. Because she has him by knife point by the throat. Asks for the key, says, "Okay, it's in my boot." He goes to reach for a boot. He like fumbles around with her. He touches her fingers are pretty. They both fall. The knife goes into Aidan's chest. It takes 2 hours to die. Finds out he died. The basement door opens. It's her basement of when she was a kid, when her mum and dad died. She goes down. Her dad's trying to chase her down. For some reason, he has baby powder on his face. Oh, my dinner's starting to come up. She runs out of the house. Right. Well, first of all, sorry, I have to mention this. It makes no sense, but like, her dad grabs her by the wrist, and she's like cutting his finger, right? And then she cuts her finger off, and she's able to run away out of the house. Runs away. While she's running, Jess, her sister, also starts running. Who's alive, by the way, somewhere else in the forest. They're both running sort of in the same direction. Sarah's like just a wee bit behind Jess, and this is the bit that confused me the most. About 10 meters ahead of Jess are a bunch of lights. The police, the tour guide that was with Sarah at the start, and her boyfriend, Sarah's boyfriend, were looking for her because she had went missing for so long, and her boyfriend got paranoid. Blah 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 blah. They ended up there in the forest. They end up looking for her. They're turning their back. And Sarah's screaming Jess at the top of her lungs. And I mean, I can understand why Jess might ignore it, because the forest does play tricks with you, we know that. But the people in front only, say, 20 feet, maybe. Alright? She is screaming like, "Jess!" Like Jess, screaming Jess mentally. Like there's no tomorrow. Nobody other than Jess hears that. And I'm sorry, but I will never, ever believe that ghosts can suck up a sound, especially when they are behind you. So Jess keeps running. Sarah ends up getting stopped in her tracks by the girl with the granny face earlier. And then she just looks at her and looks down at her wrist. Apparently she had cut her wrist. I want to make this out, right? You put your wrist out, like just sort of sidewards, like your fingertips are like, say, pointing on your left hand, please. Your fingertips are pointing east, right? From the way your wrist is now, she cut horizontally. There was little to no sign of blood on those cuts apart from inside, and she died. Essentially from that, because the forest sucked her in, and I'm assuming that how she died. If not, she would have been able to move and run around a girl or just scream Jess again. And then she gets sucked into the ground. Jess runs to Ryan, I think his name is like, oh Ryan, oh maybe we fucked. No, they don't. So yeah, Jess makes it out alive, so it's kind of like trading 1 for 1. And then they're like, okay, we'll continue the search in the morning. So Jess gets out of the car. She's like, no, we'll continue now. She stands like at the sort of entrance of the forest. Pardon me. While Sarah gets dragged into the thing like 30 feet away or something. And it cuts to like a semi close up of Jess, and she just goes, no, nothing. Tour guy goes up to the entrance. He just looks at the place where it says no entry, which is the bit you're not meant to go, because it says stay on the path. You're not meant to go up that bit that's like heading off, because that's where you'd go if you want to kill yourself, or maybe if you're not sure about killing yourself, you go there. And he just stands there, and then fucking Sarah comes out of nowhere. Last big jump scare. She zooms towards the screen, cut to black, credits, and this is perhaps the best part of the film. A kick fucking ass rock song starts playing, and it's so fucking cool. So that's the ending, in sort of the best way I could do it from memory. If I was to give it a rating out of 10, say 5.5 because of the song and the points of the points of like just I'm going to call them comedy parts, the comedy parts of the film in the end. They're not meant to be comedy, but they're just so funny, and you kind of have to laugh at them because they're so bad. They're so badly executed. So you just kind of laugh at them, and that kind of built it up for me. That put the score up, and the end credits. Before the end credits, I would say the score was sitting around a 4, 4.5, maybe 4, and that's it. 4, sitting on 4. So the credits come 5 point. No, I'll give it a 5. I'm going to give it a 5. I'm not going to give it a 0.5. It doesn't deserve to be half a point past average. It's sitting at 5, and that's my review of it, I guess. It's very convoluted, just like the film. But yeah, it's not a good film, but you know what, there's points in it where you can just laugh and take the piss out of it, and it's glorious. So yeah, don't forget to go to the Bandcamp, and link will hopefully be in the description. If not, go on my channel and it'll be there. I have a page on Facebook. It's kind of a vlog where I would just write shite, and then I have Twitter on it. So follow me on Twitter, and you can suggest films to me if you want. You can suggest films to me in the comments too. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like this. Yeah, there you go. You don't have to hit the wee bell thing, because it's, well, who cares? So yeah, like, comment what film I should do next, and subscribe. Yeah. The forest. What a piece of shit.